5.
666.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to Aisle 666, the podcast that dives deep down the rabbit hole of the weirdest, dumbest, and TBH, sometimes super compelling internet conspiracy theories. We do all the work so you don't have to. My name is Molly LeGros, and this is my co-host,
Hey, Lifeline and Lacey.
For added fun, she has no idea about any of the conspiracies we're going to cover. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what they are.
The way these episodes will work is we'll cover what the theory is, how or why it's popular, public opinion, anything else that comes up, childhood trauma, you know.
Some peppered in personal stories.
Just some anecdotes here and
Yeah,
there.
some classic anecdotes.
And finally, we will end all of our episodes with, do we believe it or not? I don't have to say it like that every time. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining us today. We have a lot of important stuff to get through, so just sit back and enjoy.
You're gonna tell me a story, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you the stuff that I have researched for the Avril Lavigne conspiracy.
Oh shit, alright.
It's a pimple, Phyllis. Avril Lavigne gets them all the time, and she rocks harder than anyone alive.
I'm the motherfucking princess.
Before I said anything to you, was this in your brain at all?
No.
Okay.
And like, I am online. Like, I don't know.
And
Like,
I am out there.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm reading.
I am not off the grid, by the way. The theory is that she died after her first album, and the music industry replaced her with a doppelganger.
Is that like a clone?
Not a clone, not like like a human DNA.
Just a chick who looks like her, is what you're saying?
Yes. Because she was obviously so popular from her first album, the legend is that they were like, we can't possibly tell people she's dead.
Right. We have so much money to make off of her. Like,
You're like, you look like her. Get on up here.
get in there.
So, and the crazy part about it, and the reason that it first got me, was because there is a name for this doppelganger. Her name is Melissa Vandella. And Miss Vandella has supposedly been a working actress for an indeterminate amount of years. However, apparently long enough and dedicated enough that she would allegedly take on the challenge of completely changing her identity. There is little to no information on what her life would have been before doing this, like no acting gigs, none of that, or how old she even would have been during the time, unless she was like Avril's evil twin or something. Oh my god, shout out Pretty Little Liars.
I know you want to kiss me.
Anyway, we will speak extensively about her later on, don't you worry.
Wait, is it like the Voldemort thing if you scramble the letters?
Let me do it right now.
Is Anna Graham a drag queen?
Anna Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Anna Graham. I guess the only thing we can compare this to is her very first album and then all the rest of them.
Right.
So,
Artists aren't allowed to progress without being doppelgangers.
give me a guess. Where do you think this started? You're not going to guess where this actually originated, but like, what do you think? Like, what website?
I feel like maybe a MySpace. No, that's like post MySpace. Maybe like a Reddit thing. I feel like all shit begins on Reddit.
That's a very good guess. However, it was a Brazilian blogspot post called Avril Está Morta.
Avril is dead. The conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Is the real Avril Lavigne dead? Is Avril dead?
Yeah, no, let's ask the same question twice. Is the real Avril Lavigne dead? Is Avril dead? Is she?
I need to know.
So this blogspot is where it
The
started.
text size changing is really making me upset.
Oh God, it's all over the place.
I can't handle.
So there is a very low resolution picture of, I'm assuming, Avril from behind.
But you don't know which one it is.
You don't. So I'm gonna read from the website, and you can, stop me with any sort of reactions, okay? Okay, initial considerations. The friendly and talented, friendly, like you know her. One of the very controversial facts about her career was undoubtedly her sudden change in style and appearance, which took place in 2004. I already disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, the evolution of Avril Lavigne, but I thought she was always just, like, a punk tie-wearing lady,
Yeah, and she didn't change that.
I was like, okay, I just didn't know if I had missed that or not.
She did not change that about herself. Or actually, no. I don't know if you've ever heard the song by her called Hello Kitty.
No.
It's just, like, very...
Mina psycho arigato. Kawaii.
Like Hello Kitty, like the real thing.
Yeah, and...
the friendly and talented.
That's when I would notice the actual, like, significant change. Or I guess, like... Do you remember, I feel like we were in, like, 6th grade when her song Girlfriend was popular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That had,
so,
a music video, too.
like, that era was when I think she, like, really, like, she wasn't strawberry blonde anymore. She was just blonde.
Yeah, blonde.
Blonde. And she was, like, doing, like, there's a lot more, like, pink involved with her punk, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was pink and black, like mud.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
I want to make it clear that I have no intention of putting my theory as news or something I would be trying to prove. Wait a minute.
That's what you are, though. That's what hypothesis is. That's the whole thing.
But you're also, like, already taking it back.
Yeah. She's like, listen, I don't believe this, but, like, what if?
She's like, I think that this is, like, an amazing, like, stunning coincidence, and, like, it's amazing and surprising and frightening and shocking and unbelievable. But it could all be wrong.
Yeah, like, who knows?
Okay, likewise, I wish to make it clear in advance that none of the points made here... Wait. So she says...
She's like, it ain't true, but it ain't false either.
She says... I did not finish the sentence. I finished reading it and jumped the gun.
Yeah.
So we made it clear that this is not news, and it's not something she's trying to prove. However... I wish to make it clear in advance that none of the points made here are false or fabricated. So, we're good, guys. This is as good as gold. Or is it just all... I think this is just all one long page.
Oh, yeah, the theory. Oh, okay. Yeah, the formatting's wild.
Yeah, no, we are in the wild, wild west here. This feels like the, like, very early days of Blogspot, too, where it's just like, let me just, like, throw absolutely everything onto an internet page.
Yeah.
She was discovered in 2001 and signed a contract worth over $1 million.
Wow.
Her first album was released in 2002. The album sold over 18 million copies. Snaps for Avril. Becoming the bestseller. The second bestseller of 2002.
Ooh, so close.
Wait, who was number one? Now I gotta know. The Eminem Show! Sorry, Avril. It was Shady. Shady was back. That's when Shady was back. Her second studio album, released in 2004, is a completely different CD from the first. From the style of the letters, oh my god, the cover art, the style of the letters, like she switched designs.
You can't do that. It has to be the same cover every time.
Every fucking time, like that, like there's never been more than one cover of.
Like, you shouldn't be able to tell what is the first album and what is the second album
Absolutely not.
based on the covers.
You should not. You should be like holding your CDs and being like, I don't.
You can be like, well, I guess I gotta play it to figure it out.
Her second album was called Under My Skin. And Under My Skin, she's wearing this like big jacket with a red like duct tape X on her shoulder. Mm-hmm. And I think she's wearing a dark tutu and, like, she's got the dark makeup and everything. From here, she was no longer the real Avril, but Avril Lavigne under the skin of the other. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, now I believe it.
Yeah, that's some cold hard evidence.
Yeah.
Because the lettering is in red and the previous album cover, it was not. Therefore, she's dead. The cover
red,
colors,
if it's red, she's dead.
I mean, I grant them the first album cover was in color. Like, it wasn't a sepia tone.
Right.
But I think the overall vibe was the same.
Oh, I see these.
Yeah, but do you think they're different people?
Yes.
Yes, I'm on board.
I think so, yeah.
They're different color schemes.
They're different people.
Can you imagine, though, like the new, I remember I was so excited because I was actually an Avril stan when I was younger. Her first CD was one of my first CDs. Like, if it wasn't the first CD I ever had, then it was like the second.
And it's funny because she was the second.
That's very true.
So it couldn't have been your first CD.
It couldn't have been because my first CD was Eminem. I totally forgot.
Yeah, hello.
Because we were all about Slim Shady.
Yeah.
The booklet of the CD is totally obscure and gloomy.
Oh.
I love how she's just like, I fucking hated it, okay? Yeah. So she must
just didn't like the cover art, and, like, that's fine.
Like, did she die?
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of go more into, like, her background, because the Blogspot does a lot about being like, she was one way and then she was this way, and I just wanted to know, like, more about her so I could get a baseline.
Yeah. You need something to compare it to.
Yes, exactly. So this is all from her Wikipedia page, which obviously, like, we know can be edited, blah, 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 but it seemed pretty legit to me.
Yeah.
So, Avril Lavigne was born on September 27th, 1984 in Ontario, Canada.
Wait, what is that, a Virgo or a Libra? Or a Cut?
Is a Libra.
All right.
Yes, because it's late September, early October. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
She's a Libra.
That matters, too.
That does matter.
I don't know.
That's probably why we can't even really tell who she is.
Yeah.
Alright, so she was named Avril, the French word for April, I was right, by her father. So he and her mother recognized her vocal abilities when she was 2 years old. She sang...
2 years old?
Yeah, she sang Jesus Loves Me on the way home from church.
Alright.
And she has an older brother and a younger sister, so we're twinsies, because I'm also a middle child.
Molly, are you the doppelganger?
I am Melissa Vandella. That is what this is what it's all ramping up to, is that... Yeah. I have been masquerading as Avril Lavigne, much like Hannah Montana, for the better part of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, her siblings, both of whom teased her when she sang. She said, my brother used to knock on the wall because I used to sing myself to sleep and he thought it was really annoying. I actually would too.
Yeah. He's like, hey, April Avril, fucking chill.
Can you fucking shut up? I have to be up at 6:30 tomorrow.
Some of us have jobs. When you turn 8, you have a job. You're 2.
So, also, her parents supported her singing. They always have. Her father bought her a microphone, a drum kit, a keyboard, they were rolling in it, apparently.
Play them all at the same time and sing over them. That's what I want to hear.
Several guitars, and he converted their basement into a studio. Holy shit. At that age, like, going home being like, so I'm into dance, I need a dance studio.
Yeah. So I was
Please.
like, here you go.
Please and thank you. Where's my bar?
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne got her start performing at country fairs, singing songs by Garth Brooks, The Chicks, and Shania Twain.
Oh.
And
the
then-
classics, the big three.
The big three: Garth Brooks, the Chicks, Shania Twain.
Brooks, Chicks, and Twix.
And
What'd you say?
Twix. Okay, so then she began writing her own songs. But she also played hockey during high school and won MVP twice as a right winger in the boys' league.
Shit.
So
It's a real High School Musical.
It's
conundrum.
It's a real
That's what it is.
It's a real stick to the status quo.
Yeah.
Classic rock in a hard place, you know?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I have to show you the funniest meme I found today.
Okay.
During like every math test, I was like, oh my god, I haven't like thought about a word problem in math in so long.
Oh god, not word
I
problems.
was like, dude.
Or like warm-up problems that would last the entire class.
Can you read this? Is it backwards?
Me handing in my math exam where John... Hello from me editing this. I started cackle laughing before I actually finished the sentence of the meme that Haley was showing me. She was showing me a picture of a guy smiling, and it said me turning in my math test when my answer is that John is 50 point something or other feet tall.
I was like, damn. I feel so stupid.
You're like, damn.
He's just like, I don't know.
We got the same
That's
answer.
what I got, and I keep getting that answer, so I don't know. That's how I feel. Oh, like someone would be like, it's 5, and I was like, I got like negative 75.2, so I don't know where I went from.
No, that was literally me
I was
in Miss discrete math class, because all of
Math shouldn't be discreet.
It should
I need
not
to be
be.
hit over the
It
head
should
with
not.
the numbers.
math has no business being discrete.
No.
Let me tell you. It was, oh my god, because discrete math, like the genre of math that it
Is it like
is.
theories of math? Like not...
It's like probability and like sequences and just shit that I am so bad at.
Yeah, what were you doing in there?
I literally took it because I was like, I don't want to take calculus senior year, and I should have taken calculus senior year.
You have to take one of those things.
Yeah, it was like one or the other. Like, I didn't know which math one to take. I thought I was making a good decision. I was not.
Yeah.
And that was my first class every morning.
Jesus.
And, yeah, I was just so bad at that class. And I would turn shit in that would be like, what's the next few numbers of this sequence? And I would just literally write like 3 random numbers because I was like, I don't know.
I don't know and I won't know. I'll never know.
I don't know and I'm scared.
I don't know what any of this shit is and I'm fucking scared.
Anyway, enough math. Back to Avril, am I right? Yeah, so then in 99, oh my god, we are so young. In 1999, Lavigne won a radio contest to perform with Shania Twain at the Choral Center in Ottawa before an audience of 20,000 people. Shit.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting that she's Canadian during this whole thing. She's
I
a
just,
Canadian Libra who loves Garth Brooks.
Like, oh, you won a radio contest to perform with Shania Twain, and meanwhile our sweepstakes were like Danimals yogurt to hang out with Dylan and Cole Sprouse for a day.
They're pretty much the same thing.
She was off starting her career. During a performance with the Lenox Community Theater, Lavigne was spotted by local folk singer Stephen Med. He invited her to contribute vocals on his song Touch the Sky, and then she later sang on others of his albums. I just find it very interesting that her like background is actually like country and folk.
Yeah, I feel like not lots of people started. Isn't that Taylor Swift's thing? I don't really know much about her.
Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift definitely started as, like a country performer and then made her way into pop music. I just, like, with Lavigne... Oh, my God. Why am I calling her by her last name?
Miss Lavigne.
With her, though, I'm just, like... It's so different from what her brand is, you know?
Right. Yeah, where did it all change? Where did it all go wrong?
I did find also that she found that she fit in naturally with her, like, hometown skater clique. Having signed a record deal, though, whoop whoop.
Whoa, is that for the Shania thing?
Yeah, and the folk singing too.
Wow.
That's when.
What age is this at?
That would have been probably at like 17 or 18.
Oh damn.
Yeah, because it says having signed a record deal and with support from her parents, she left school to focus on her music career.
Oh.
So, just summarizing some of the stuff from the blog spot, also claims that she's shrinking. Apparently, her
Is
height.
it because one photo is closer to her than one's far away?
Listen, the person who wrote this blog spot. The
But like
person
in
who
one,
wrote.
she only takes up half the album cover, and the other one, she only takes up like an eighth of the album cover. Like, what else? Like,
She's shorter.
she's shorter.
In one of them, she's sitting. In the other one, she's standing. Like,
Yeah.
I can't keep
That
up.
will affect your height.
I simply can't keep up.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it says she's okay. So apparently, when like at the height of her popularity, for whatever reason, the internet had her height listed as 1.58 meters, which I do want to convert because I want to know how different these supposed
I
heights
was like,
are.
wow.
5'1". Oh my god, my height. So we're shorties.
yes.
The starting height 1.58 meters. Today's 1.55.
So she is shrinking.
By 0.03 meters.
Yeah,
So
I
it
think she definitely shrunk.
literally she lost an inch. That's what they so now she's shorter than me. She's 5 foot.
Whoa. Is that even allowed?
Yeah, one day I was the same height as Avril Lavigne, and then one day I was taller, and I never
just
knew.
like that. You
Just like
blink and
that.
then you're taller than Avril Lavigne.
I never knew. It's like Freaky Friday, am I right?
Yeah.
Also, according to the blog spot, apparently Avril at the 2003 Grammys versus the 2004 World Music Awards is pretty damning evidence. I'm assuming she wore different outfits.
Yeah, and was like a different height, it sounds like.
And everyone noticed.
Yeah, everyone was like, hold up, that's not the same one.
They're like, she's like so much shorter.
Yeah. Who the fuck is that?
Are you trying to pull something on me?
Yeah.
In front of my family?
On today of all days?
At the World Music Awards?
From the eyes of God?
And also, like, gives a very this blog spot gives a very detailed, like, explanation of how she would have died with zero evidence. It's like Lavigne surrounded by personal problems. Like, which problems? Did she tell you about them?
Yeah.
Surrounded by yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Yeah, that's the source.
She called me the other day.
Straight from the source.
And I got scared, so I wrote a blog spot page.
You're like, I gotta catalog all this. This is getting wild.
I could disappear.
Yeah.
So, surrounded by personal problems, felt that her life was no longer the same. One day, went looking for her parents at home to vent. She simply found the house empty and would have committed suicide. We just wanted to make a quick note here, since this particular subject matter is incredibly sensitive, that Haley and I are in no way making light of suicide or mental health issues of any kind at all. What we are making light of is the fact that this theory posits something that serious very flippantly with very little evidence. We just felt that that was important to specifically point out because we are both very sensitive to mental health, just in general. And if you or anyone you know is struggling, we have included valuable resources in the episode description. Okay.
It's so crazy. You're like, oh, no one's home. Well, that's it.
You like come home and you're like, someone cut me off on the highway. Wait.
No one's here to hear my story?
God damn it.
That's the most wild, that's such a specific, crazy thing to speculate.
Then they also, a lot of it does not make sense, but they pull like very specific imagery from her music videos. And so I'm just going to read one of them because there's a few of them, but like I can't follow some of them. And I don't know if that's just like faulty translation, but I don't know. It just narratively, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so in one of her music videos, at 3 seconds, an inverted image appears written Strat Sound 35, as if it were a mirror, making reference to the fact that the new Avril is the mirror of the old one physically. Like, what?
Yeah, I get it.
There's a mirror.
She stepped through the mirror, and then that mirror Avril became real. Miranda.
Her name is Melissa.
I'm never gonna remember.
God damn it.
All the dots that no one else could see.
Throw
I see
some
what's going
respect on Melissa Vandella the Third's name. But like, what do you like? There's a fucking mirror in her music video.
Yeah, like that's more like a reflection of Avril. That's not Avril.
I think it's just a fucking mirror. So they were like analyzing the Nobody's Home music video, which Nobody's Home is one of her more emo songs.
Wait, is that what it's called?
It's
that's
called,
why they thought.
Yeah, it's called Nobody's Home. Like nobody's
in parentheses, I'm gonna end it all because nobody's home.
Yeah, that was the first take. That was the first draft, and they were like, you can't be that literal.
Yeah, she's like, people are gonna be put off by that.
She's like, I don't know. It's a code. Like, how did you get that?
How did you get it? You figured it out.
The voice of new Avril, besides being thinner, she can't reach some of the same notes that the old Avril could in the songs. This point is actually contradictory, since it's also argued on this very blog spot that the difference in her voice today is that it's higher. So, go figure on that one. The other points from the blog spot that I love is that the former Avril said she would never show her body to cameras. The new one does it in clips and photo shoots. And I'm like, she's also fucking 34 years old now. So she may have changed her mind.
Right, you're allowed to do that.
No, it means you're dead.
No.
And then the last one, the former Avril said she would never adhere to pop style with dancers doing choreography on stage. The new one does it all. Like, way to kind of subtly vamp Melissa there.
Yeah, what are you gonna not practice? Just have people dancing around?
No, I mean, she accidentally called Melissa Jack of all trades. So.
Yeah, she's like, she dances, she sings, she plans dances for others.
But actually, so when I was looking for information about her early life, I was like, I remember a 17 magazine article that I'd read, like, when in the days that I was an Avril stan. But I couldn't find, because that would have been, like, really old, like 2002,
That's a piece
I guess.
of history.
That is a relic. That's probably in the Smithsonian. Now
Yeah,
that
that's
I think
definitely,
about
like,
it.
check a museum, maybe, they got it. Just call some of those.
Yeah, so I found an old one from 2008, and she was about to go on her tour for the Best Damn Thing, which was the album that Girlfriend was on. The interviewer asked her, what's your show going to be like this time around? And she says, it's going to be very upbeat, and the production will be bigger in the sense that I have dancers on a couple of songs, LED screens, and I'm going to have checkered flooring. Hey-o. I have a pink sparkle drum kit, a pink piano being made. Over time, I just learned how I need to be on stage. I'm more confident now.
I feel like a better theory is that she grew up to be Pink.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I'm taking this conversation a totally different way. I think Avril Lavigne's Pink now. So what? Exclamation point.
That is the question that no one is asking.
I've heard all the points, and I've made my own opinion based on those points.
to the Blogspot's credit, the 17 interviewer then said at one point, and this is in 2008, a while ago, you talked about not wanting to be compared to Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera. Does adding more production pieces to the show make you worry more about comparisons? And I was like, that is a hard-hitting question for 17.
Yeah, good question.
Because most of 17's articles I remember growing up were just like, you are so pretty. How are you so pretty?
Yeah. And now 17's like, how do you stack up?
Like, you said, fuck Britney Spears, fuck Christina Aguilera. What do you have to say about that shit now with dancers?
Yeah, they're like, are you a poser, like, or not?
Or are you dead?
Yeah. Blink twice if you're dead.
And she said, she doubled down on it. She goes, no, because my songs aren't bubblegum pop dance songs, and I don't have background dancers on every single song like they do. Like, those background dancers make coin. So, and she goes...
She's like, I'm not trying to employ background dancers.
I'm not trying to have a cool show.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm not wearing a headphone microphone on my head. Well, you know what? That is good for
moving around.
For moving and grooving on stage.
Even just that alone.
It's a totally different thing. I'm playing guitar. I'm playing the drums. I'm playing the piano.
She's an octopus. That's another theory of mine.
Well, she does have 8 arms. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that one.
I've had dancers a couple of times. Okay, so you do have dancers.
Yeah, but she's like, not all the time, Molly.
Sorry. I think that's actually, I didn't even realize that was a talking point in interviews, to be like, you're famously anti-dancer, anti-production value. So also something that I found on the Wikipedia page is that there's like drama around her songwriting. Her interviews were still passionate about the media's lack of respect for her songwriting. She said, I am a writer, and I won't accept people trying to take that away from me. She said that she's been writing full structured songs since she was 14. Despite this, Lavigne's songwriting has been questioned throughout her career. The songwriting trio The Matrix, with whom Lavigne wrote songs for her debut album, said that they were the main songwriters of Complicated, Skater Boy, and I'm With You, which are arguably all 3 most popular songs from that album.
Those are the big ones.
Lavigne said that she was the primary songwriter for every song on the album, stating that none of those songs aren't for me. So, we have a dialogue, people.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, someone else, founder of the band Rubino, sued Lavigne, her publishing company, and Dr. Luke for allegedly stealing parts of I Want to Be Your Boyfriend for the song Girlfriend. Who's got one? Oh, Dr. Luke. Fuck Dr. Luke. So I did explain to Haley who Dr. Luke is because she was not familiar with him or all of the allegations that have come out about him. But where we were just talking about in lawsuits, I figured maybe let me just explain that rather than keep in what I did say. Cause I don't like that guy. Apparently, he's the one who defended her, saying that me and Avril wrote the song together. It has the same chord progressions as 10 different Blink-182 songs. The standard changes you'd find in a Sum 41 song. It's the Sex Pistols, not the Room. Okay, she is not the Sex Pistols.
No.
Sorry, Dr.
Not even
Luke.
close.
In January 2008, the lawsuit was closed after a confidential settlement had been reached. So that doesn't mean dismissed.
No.
It means a settlement was reached. All right, now with all that being said, let's get back into the Blogspot, which analyzes her lyrics as if they are written verbatim about her life. One of the songs that they went through on the Blogspot was one of her popular ones from her first album called I'm With You. And it's the one, so Okay, before I actually get into the song, I think what Avril is a capitalist.
Yeah. She's keeping up with the time.
She is. And 2002, I would say, like, started, like, the, like, emo pop, like, moment. You know? Yeah. Like, she's definitely at the beginning of it. But I'm, like, where this blog spot is, like, she's totally different. I'm like, isn't she always?
Yeah, you're like, did you see where she came from? Did you see her perform with Shania?
So the pattern that I noticed between her albums is that there's usually a few breakup anthems. There's usually a few like men suck songs. There's like one or two love songs here or there, like thrown in.
Yeah, that's all that's prime middle school, high school topics.
Yes,
I feel like makes sense.
But there definitely always are these departures that I'm like, it feels more so like dipping into that fan base,
yeah,
rather than well, because if you think about how we've gone through her background, it doesn't seem like this was her reality.
Yeah, it seems incongruent with the other things.
And I'm With You, it starts off, she says, I'm standing on a bridge, I'm waiting in the dark, I thought that you'd be here by now. There's nothing but the rain, no footsteps on the ground, I'm listening but there's no sound. Isn't anyone trying to find me? It's a damn cold night. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. But, basically the narrative of this story and then, the next song that I'm gonna bring up, is, someone, out in the cold, wanting to go home, but not for some reason.
Yeah, she's like, anything but this. I need a jolt.
So you know that Nobody's Home one that that we were talking about earlier?
Oh, yeah.
So this one's told in third person, and that's why the blog spot is it's Melissa speaking in this song.
Melissa, not Miranda.
Melissa, not Miranda, contrary to popular belief. So the chorus of this one is she wants to go home, but nobody's home. That's where she lies, broken inside, with no place to go to dry her eyes, broken inside. And I'm like, why can't you go home? You're not giving me reasons.
Yeah.
Just to summarize this section, the blog spot supposes the lyrics from I'm With You and Nobody's Home are autobiographical, therefore adding evidence to their theory. However, as Haley and I just went over with her early life and songwriting disputes, while I'm sure she may have had the imagination to write them, it didn't seem like she'd actually be finding herself in these situations. Songs are bopped, so go listen, go shout, sing Nobody's Home, because you know you wanna. Okay, now let's get back to the blog spot comparing the musicality of these songs. This blog spot is claiming that her musicality is totally different. So
yes.
Okay, so this is Skater Boy. All right, and then this is My Happy Ending. That's not different to me.
Yeah, that's more similar than I think any of our other two songs are.
Those sound like you play the first one and then as if it's a story. The whole Skater Boy story plays out and then My Happy Ending is it didn't work out. So she says the voice is different. Mm-hmm. So I have just gotten us to the middle of the Skater Boy video, so hopefully it's not on a music break. All right, here we go. Do you have that fresh in your mind?
Yes, locked in.
Okay. You got your dumb friends.
Fucking dummies.
I know what they say. tell you I'm difficult. Well, so are they.
You sound just like her. I think my consensus at the end of this is that you're the doppelganger.
So that sounded exactly the same.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that sounded exactly
and also, like, singing, like, you can change how your voice sounds in singing.
No, you fucking can't.
Just like album covers, people changes. But, like, she has different faces, mainly the nose, and that was confirmed by a specialist. If you scroll down.
If I scroll down?
Yeah.
So she may have low-key gotten a nose job.
Yeah, like, the specialists are now involved, so I just, like, you should look at that.
My gripe with this entire thing is, like, why is there a name for the doppelganger? Did someone make it up along the way? Because the name Melissa Vandella on that blog post, as we agreed, is entirely very long, but it never says the specific name. The existence of Melissa Vandella assumes that one of three very tragic possibilities is true, which is, one, she has no family. Like,
just popped up. She just appeared one day, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna sing.
She's a single cell organism. She
crawled out of the ocean. She grew legs, and she walked right out.
She's an amoeba who happens to look like Avril Lavigne.
She evolved to sing, just like Avril.
2, she has a family who is totally cool with completely cutting her out of their life.
Right. They're like, you go be another person, and in that case, we're not your family anymore. You're Avril's. Avril's family is your family.
Like, why are you talking to me? I'm not your dad.
In this scenario, I'm not your dad.
I don't know what you're doing in my house.
Yeah.
Or it's either that, or they're like stage parents to the max, and they're like,
yes,
Melissa's got a very important gig, and unfortunately, it's for the rest of her life.
I would be surprised if we never saw Denise Richards again.
They're like, we're method acting via our dog.
Or 3, she faked her death to her own family, and the Vandella family dinners were forever ruined. And they seemingly have no inkling that she could possibly be Avril Lavigne. They're just like, every time they see Avril Lavigne, they just start crying.
Yeah, did they ever think, like, hey, our daughter really looks like Avril Lavigne?
They're like, that's too many questions.
Yeah.
I
don't want to go down that road.
I don't want to also start crying. In 2018, Lavigne finally addressed this theory directly, shutting it down on the record for the first time. After a radio host asked if the musician laughed when she heard that some theorists believed she was a doppelganger, Lavigne replied, yeah, some people think that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Like, why would they even think that?
That's crazy, Melissa.
That's...
Or Miranda.
You're like, and you're Miranda, Melissa, right?
You sound crazy.
Miranda. This guy, he was a BuzzFeed writer in 2015. His name is Ryan Broderick. BuzzFeed article says, here's how I accidentally made an old Avril Lavigne death hoax go viral. Okay, so on Wednesday, he tweeted about his new discovery. Wednesday, September 30th, 2015.
I know, I was like, which Wednesday?
Not this past Wednesday.
Whenever you're listening, this past Wednesday.
This is new, and you're
it's
behind.
Happening now.
Okay, so he posted that there's this Brazilian conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne died and was secretly replaced. So he starts tweeting about the hoax with screenshots. I thought it was a funny thing and left it at that. And also, like, according to this BuzzFeed article, like, it's a known, like, joke in Brazil. Like, this blog spot. Like, it's like, everyone's, like, in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he, like, posted the side-by-side, like, the pictures and everything with her nose looking very slightly different. I think, like, either she grew up and her face changed.
Oh, yeah, right, because she was fucking 18 when the first one came.
Or maybe she got a nose job because she has that fucking money and, like,
Yeah, and just wanted to.
As is her right. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Anyone can do anything. 18. He said, but because this is the internet, it looks like things have kind of gotten out of control. Oh my god. Okay, first Paper Mag picked it up. Oh. Writing a conspiracy theory says Avril Lavigne is dead. Then that same day, Vice.
Oh, here we go. Now it's real news.
Vice went with investigating the conspiracy that says Avril Lavigne was killed off. Killed off? What? What is she, a Sopranos character?
Yeah, it's not a show.
And then on Friday of this week in 2015, Gawker posted, did Avril Lavigne die in 2003? An internet conspiracy explained. And honestly, like, I feel like all of these websites kind of just picked it up for the clickbait of it all, but it's
because it's fun.
Yeah, because it's fun.
All right.
And I don't want to hear anything else.
Ha ha, laugh, funny. That's funny.
But the fact that, like, all of these major news sources, or not even news, but, like, entertainment sources.
Yeah,
were like, yeah, news. You know, Vice News.
Yeah, news.
Paper Mag, where you go to get all of your daily, like, local news. I opened up the Twitter thread from that guy Ryan, who wrote the BuzzFeed article, because I wanted to see, like, just the layman's response to this.
Right.
Whoa! Oh my god, Ashley Martin.
Who's that?
Just someone who replied to this. You know.
I was like, am I supposed to know? I was like, I don't know who that is.
Ashley Martin. This can't be true, because if Avril Lavigne was really dead, nobody would care enough to replace her. That is rotted, gutted.
Beast!
Hey, Ashley, I didn't know who you were, but I did know who Avril Lavigne was.
Beast!
Exactly. Someone goes, Avril Lavigne is a vampire. Look at those teeth and pale skin, plus no aging. She may have killed herself. Which is it? It? And also, like, plus no aging, the whole bit of it is that her face looks different.
Yeah.
So
they didn't read the blog post fully.
Was there...
Clearly.
Adam likes to participate in class, but has trouble following directions.
Yeah.
And then someone goes, stupid people. The singer moved his style. His, wrong pronouns, and misgendering Avril.
He's like, I know who we're talking about.
I know what we're talking about.
I know what's happening.
Basically, you're saying a lot of people just didn't like her new style and now are inventing. And you know what? Go off, because...
That's the theory I believe in.
Someone said she's traveling in mayonnaise for sure. Don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
What is that code for? Someone said she's living with Elvis. Okay. Here's the thing. Like, that was also one of the big things. Like, when Elvis died, a lot of people thought he didn't for some reason.
Well, I feel like his entire lifestyle is way more pointing to the fact that he died than her.
Oh, for sure. And also that he, like died and people found his body. and like famously died on the toilet.
Yeah, he died on the toilet.
Yeah, he died on the toilet. That one is always so weird to me, not even just because it's like, yeah, of course Elvis died, but like at this point, Elvis would be so fucking old. Like, he's dead. So, like, fan opinion today, obviously, is that this is just a weird conspiracy theory. But for the most part, it looks like these gossip-type websites will use the topic every now and then for the clicks, likes, views, and engagement.
Yeah. And that's what we're all after.
Isn't that what it's all about?
That's what everyone wants.
They like to word it, though, like, why Avril Lavigne's fans all think she's been dead for 20 years. So for someone new to this, just coming across that, I for sure would click on that. Are you kidding me? But it doesn't seem like Avril's fan base is actually concerned about her being dead.
She's fine.
They're like, she's pumping out the hits.
Once you sift through all the crazy articles, you figure out she's fine.
Sure, new people learn this theory for the first time every day, probably, but once it's actually researched, it seems pretty easily debunked. Okay, so now that we have gone through every corner of the internet for this one, final remarks. Do we believe it? Drumroll, please. Haley, do you believe this or nah?
Yeah, she's so dead. Melissa Miranda is the real Avril Lavigne now.
What? I cannot believe after this entire time that we have been bashing this poor girl's blog spot, you believe it?
I do. I'm like, I like it. I just want to believe.
I just want to believe. Like, there's absolutely no evidence for this, but...
Yeah. I'm basing this off of pure emotion and, like, wanting to believe in fun theory.
Isn't that what everyone bases their votes off of, too,
yeah,
in the end?
I'm just keeping up with, like, how society works now.
You know, maybe
and I'm basing it off pure emotion.
Maybe the evidence was all the friends we gained along the way.
Yeah.
You know? But for me, though, it's looking like a nah on this one.
That's shocking that you'd say that.
I know. I'm gonna go against the grain here. But the thing is, I would believe, like, years and years and years down the line, one day learning that it indeed was all true.
Yeah, you're like, once some real hard-hitting evidence is, like, brought to my attention, I'll, like, flip on a second.
I am back on track.
Take it back.
I am easily flipped by facts. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for this first episode. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
Whose side are you on?
Yeah. Let me poll the crowd. Take it to the audience.
Bring it to the runway.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for our next episodes. And, of course, give us any and all suggestions on conspiracies that I may not even know about. Because, as we know, Haley doesn't know about any of them.
Yeah.
Because I love research. See you guys next time.
Gotcha.
This is gotcha journalism.